Welcome to Short Points. The title of the lesson today is False Teachers. Words, ideas, and of course teachings can shape people differently. And it's not a surprise that Peter is extremely concerned about who is really molding the mindset of the members of the first church of Christ. And after all, Jesus asked the apostle to shepherd his flock.
The early church was attacked from outside, as we have seen in the previous lessons. But there is another big danger from within that Peter is very concerned about. This seems to be the reason why he is writing this second letter. As there have been false prophets in the past, there are also false teachers.
False motives and false ambitions have been even amidst the closest circle of Jesus Christ. Take Judas, for example. And how about John and James and their mother? Such a strong desire to be the first in this small group. The teacher replied to them, "You don't know what you're asking for." The human element in us has been constantly fighting against the divine sparkle in us. Often people will see opportunities and they will follow their natural desires and instincts, and probably they will achieve it with a higher knowledge or credentials, and many times through pretend spirituality. And Peter is afraid that many members of the church will follow those false teachers' depraved conduct. Why? Because they will secretly introduce destructive heresies, according to Peter.
We can hear the message of Jesus, get an aha moment and say, this is cool. But then to put it in the context of our own perceptions, our ideas, and things get very messed up.
What are these false teachers preaching about? Freedom. Freedom of the lustful desires of the flesh, according to Peter chapter 2, verse 18. So those false teachers, they pray over those who have recently found Jesus. They try to bring them back to error, back to the corruption they were coming from. The weak ones, those who have no experience in the church, the most vulnerable ones. The false teachers offer a cheap grace gospel, and in exchange they acquire leadership, control, and freedom of their corruption. And how sad.
Freedom is the greatest gift from God. Freedom from the bondage of sin, from our destructive desires, our weaknesses. But this freedom is only through the transforming power of Christ. When we take things in our own hands, we are just trying to freely enjoy our slavery.
So on one side we have Jesus' offer of freedom, and on the other side we have the freedom that the false teachers offer. It's a choice that stays even after we have come to know the way of righteousness. And probably even worse, Peter is very much disturbed by the thought that we might go to our previous lifestyle. According to him and Jesus, we would be in a much worse condition if we let in the evil spirit back in us. Because when he returns, he's going to come back stronger with another 7 unclean, more wicked spirits, according to Matthew 12:45.
This is so much us. We see something good, we appreciate it. And then we decide that we know how it works. We know how to do it, and we take the wheel. We can come up with colorful theologies from, it doesn't really matter what you believe, to, this is how you have to do it. These are the things that you have to do, the things that you should observe, etc. Our understandings, our teachings, back to slavery. And this time, much, much worse.
So once we know that such people, like false teachers, exist, people who have corrupted minds, people who appeal for satisfaction of their instincts and desires, once we know that they exist, the question is, what do we do then? And the lesson brings a parallel between the second chapter of Peter, of his letter, and the letter of Jude. And there is a parallel there. They carry the one and the same message. God is in control, even of the destinies of the wicked ones. To support that, both remind us of 3 moments in history. The first one is the destruction of the world by the flood. The second one is the Sodom and Gomorrah meltdown. And the third one is the chaining of the angelic beings waiting for the destruction at the end. Remember, is Peter's message, God knows when and how to bring those people to judgment.
When we remove Christ from Christianity, we are left with nothing. And it doesn't have to be obvious. Jesus can still be a great marketing tool, the face, but the one in charge is us, the way we see it, the way we drive it. What a disaster. Peter was concerned, but he also knew that no matter what we think and no matter what we do, God is in charge. And not only that he can and will punish, but that also he will take care of those that are sincere, honest, seeking, depending on him.
In summary, Peter reviews the secretive plans of those who are in the church for the wrong reasons. Also, he finds them dangerous and a threat to the members who are working out their way out of sin and of corruption. And finally, he has a message of hope and safety in what God will do to those people and how he will deliver his own people.
We can't work out our way of sin and corruption. We have to bring everything to Jesus and surrender it. Hopefully, our eyes will be opened as they were for Balaam's donkey.
We will continue next week with the Day of the Lord.